everyone. Welcome to Mondays. It's Sunfall Cycle Day now. And here we are. All together.
It's Echoes of Eternity Day. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Hi.
Bye, JP. Bye.
It's been great.
It's been really hard watching. It's been really hard, like being Jesse's friend for 10 years and just watching this steady decline.
Aw. I mean, we can play that game if you want.
It's fine. Welcome to Echoes of Eternity. It is time for more Star Wars goodness. It is time to get crazy with it. Because, boy, I don't know if you all remember what happened last time, but
I do.
I can't wait for today. So,
I killed everything that you threw at me is what happened.
Was it kill or was it I climbed a mountain and like it was all right?
Killed in the sense of like rocked, owned.
Oh yeah,
slayed.
like murdered it.
Yeah, that's not a very nice vernacular. All of those things are about murder and violence. Why can't I do something well without having heard it?
You're the Jedi, you tell me.
I peacefully enjoyed that thoroughly.
We have got some funk for you today. Before we do anything, let's go in and please, if you'd be so kind as to roll for me your Destiny pool points. There we go. Bam. Dial R with the dark side. Thank you so much. It's gonna make today so much more fun.
Represent.
Oh, no.
Bike coming in strong with the light side.
Sorry, my character sheet's still loading. I didn't have it open.
It's all right.
I was
It's
relying
all
on
right.
the Force.
You know, I understand
go.
it takes time. Oda with a solid light side.
Yeah.
Ulago stripping the man.
Hold up, I got you.
Getting a little slow in his old age.
Some of
It's
that
all right.
dark side?
I've known him for 10 years. All right.
Too
And
bad.
to light side. All right. So you have a significant advantage this week. Great. Before we do anything, because this is how we do. Rolling a D100. Perfect. Let me look at this note really quickly about who is going to suffer.
Notice the red bars are cracking and breaking.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. That's what happens when the HoloNet puts you out on the like you guys got blasted to the galaxy. So everyone knows that you are 1, a rogue Jedi, 2, a Imperial droid with world devastating bomb inside his torso, 3, a wanted I assume they think you're the person who planted the bomb there, Daeyo. And of course, the mysterious 4th person who no one knows. Yeah, it's gonna be just great for you. So let's do this thing. Shockingly enough, you continue to be on the run. All right, here is our recap from last time. On the run from the Galactic Empire and the crime lords of the Shadow Collective after the reveal of PR3's chest bomb, the crew hit out on the world of CARLAC. Provided a valuable stop in their journey, as not only did we learn more about both Daeyo and ULAGO's past, but more importantly, connecting Oda with the spirit of ULAGO's wife, SUHAO. With this incredible first step, Oda has finally begun to unlock her potential in the Force. One step ahead of the pursuers, Daeyo suggests they leave and head to the far-flung reaches of the galaxy in order to trade out their ship, trade out their armor, and trade out their looks. Her suggestion, the mining world of Isis. And that is what you see before you. As you pop out of hyperspace, you see this white, very small world in the distance. And aside from 1 or 2 ships taking off and leaving the planet, you notice that there isn't really a lot of traffic. and there isn't a lot of comms transmissions happening. It's pretty silent.
Okay.
It'll take you not very long to reach the planet, but if you would like to do any scans or searches or anything like that, now's the time.
Heavy scanning incoming. Let's do it.
Yeah, scan all the
We're
things.
gonna
Do all the scans.
Scan our asses off.
All right,
Mhm.
scan away. Who's doing this scan?
Is it computers?
I mean,
It's
it can be if
computers,
it
isn't
makes you
it?
happy. If computers is what you want it to be, it could definitely be computers.
I dream of it being computers.
That, my friend, for you, that's what it'll be.
What a
Give
war.
me computers. Ha! Cool. Yeah.
Wow. I know everything.
Tell me. All right. Yeah, you succeed. Tell me in what way this triumph helps you in this success.
I immediately know if there's something worth it down there.
Cool. Yeah. So I will say the success is you scanning the planet. The triumph is you knowing in your database about this planet as well.
Okay.
Cool. Whether there's anything down there or not. All right. So what you scan and what you detect is a world that, as you scan the surface, it returns no bounce back signal. You get nothing. Nothing comes back. Not a single scan. Not a single scan comes back. Nothing comes back to you, and that's the regular scan. Now, your information that you know from your Imperial database is that ISIS was originally called Gutrati and is found in the Anawat sector in the far flung reaches of the Outer Rim.
Okay.
It's
Gouda
home-
cheese. Got
it's-
it.
Yeah, Gucci. It is a mining world of no real note. But like all things in the Anawat sector, everything's a mining world there. It includes things like Bespin that mines gas, or Burning Khan, which mines chromium. Also a bunch of other uninhabited worlds that are marked for mining, such as Aliyuan, Tokmia, Hoth, all these worlds that one day the Empire plans to go dig holes in. Gutrati is not just the name of the planet, it's also the name of the indigenous people that live on Isis. They are a single-gendered, crystalline sentient species. They live in nomadic tribes. They eat mineral deposits. They look like kind of like if you would imagine Warcraft orcs made of crystal with like crystal spikes and stuff sticking out of them.
Picture of these online. What are they called?
The GU like gut, GUTRETEE. They are very aggressive by nature.
Ah.
They should be avoided at all costs. You know that the Imperials are like, avoid these people at all costs. Thankfully, there are not many of them. They're nomadic. They move around the planet. And the worst ever situations have been like mining consortiums running into them and there being trouble. What you also know is that the planet itself is literally a giant crystal. It is this beautiful world made up of crystal with crystal people on it, and the crystals themselves aren't particularly important, except the things in the crystals are valued by at least 2 of the Imperial bureaus. You do not have access to what those would be, but you know that the Empire definitely is interested in what's on the world, but they've hired out contracting of the mining process to someone else.
And does that mean that we think if we were to collect some crystal, we could sell it somewhere? Or is it more just like you like the same way that someone would be like a coal miner. You can't just like go pick up some coal and sell it somewhere.
Well, I'll tell you this last bit, because this definitely goes with the triumph that you got. The crystals have a dampening effect that focuses heavily on sensor and communications dampening technology. The crystals themselves make it so you cannot. Yeah, they make it so you cannot detect or send transmissions or detect any sensor readings. That's why the world is undetectable on sensor scans.
Seems useful.
I definitely relay that information to everyone.
Sure. You now all have that knowledge that this world is a special one, but for interesting and different reasons than you suspected.
All right. And C3 relays that to me.
Yeah, you all know.
Cool. Is there anywhere of note to land, or is it literally just a fucking free for all?
So, you notice that there are several points of interest on the planet. You can choose any of them to land at. As you approach, you can see that in the northern hemisphere there is smoke, like black smoke, billowing out of large sections of the northern hemisphere, and it appears to be mining facilities. Like someone is there actively mining. In the southern hemisphere, you can make out the fact that there appears to be some sort of relative for the size of this world, because it is rather small, some sort of large settlement, but you can't really make out exactly what it is from this height, because it, like everything else, appears to be made of crystals. And
Jesse, from that triumph, is it possible to get like one location interest thing from each place that you're hearing about right now?
Sure.
Words, etc.
Yeah. So the northern hemisphere is very obviously the information that Pocket had, that DAEYO knew. Like, this is a mining world. There's a mining colony here. It's not run by the Empire, but they definitely sell what they have to the Empire. Like, they're being paid by the Empire to mine here because no one else is going to do it.
Yeah. But I mean, like in each location, I would be like, well, there's a really good Arby's right there. And then there's like...
The only thing you would know is that the mining location...
Okay.
There, they would definitely have ways to communicate back to the Empire or anyone else that do not require comms transmissions, right? Because how else would they talk? In the southern hemisphere, you can make out something looks like a settlement, but it is literally all crystal, just like everything else. And in the westernmost continent, if you can call it that, there appears to be what looks like two small landing strips cut into the crystal itself.
What's the least dangerous with the indigenous life forms?
They're nomadic. You don't know.
You don't know they move around? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I guess the objective, I guess you need to figure out what your objective is here.
I thought our objective was to flip this ship or get money enough to get another ship, right?
I think that's what Pocket wanted to do. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Oda keeps asking questions about the crystals because her smuggler past, whenever she hears like valuable resource, is like, well, we have to hoard that. So she keeps forgetting what the real point was and keeps being like, but what about like, where can we get that? And how much could we store? And like, what would that do to the ship? Where could we sell it? That kind of stuff, which you've already answered, but that's just, she keeps thinking about that.
So you have, I mean, those are the three main places you can land. Obviously, it's a whole planet. If you want to be like, I don't want to do any of that. Okay.
I mean, I guess we would go for the largest settlement, right? So, because if we want to flip the ship.
Yeah, I guess we got two choices. We can either try and sneak aboard like a mining vessel, and like ditch our tail, or we can go to the settlement and try and just like grab another ship. Which hasn't worked out for us.
Is gonna be
historically hasn't worked out great for us. Like just showing up in a city and trying to steal a new ship has normally just made them go, they're in that one now. So I don't know.
We have a good ship now. We can sell it or trade it, not steal one.
Say all this stuff in character, Ulago. I want to respond in character, and it seems weird to like OOC respond.
Well, we could sneak aboard a mining vessel, or We could just try and sell this and see what they got in the town.
A mining vessel would be historically slow. Were we to be detected once again?
Well, I was thinking more stow away aboard a mining vessel, not necessarily take one.
That could pose problems if discovered as well.
I mean, we're a walking problem, mate. All right, sounds like you want to go to the settlement then.
Yes, I have heard disturbing tales about mining vessels discovering derelict ships, creatures attaching to faces, that sort of thing.
You're watching too many movies.
Creatures. He hates creatures.
Creatures.
I think he hates us too. He just puts up with us.
Ulago will take him towards the settlement.
Okay. The ship begins to descend into the planet itself, and as you look out the window, you can see that the world is. When I say it's crystal, it's like it's probably the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life. In the distance, you can see these crystalline mountains that are almost translucent, and the sunlight is refracting off of them, creating a number of rainbows, which I would say are countless, but it's more rainbows than you have ever seen in your life. And they extend in all different directions, and large spikes of crystals pop up out of the ground as you sort of fly through them in a very Star Wars-y entrance into a planet. And in the distance, you can see what appears to be some type of settlement that is built into one of the crystal mountain structures. And it looks like it is, I don't know, someplace that could house at least 100, 200,000 people, easy. It's big in a Star Wars-y sense, right? You know, like most Star Wars Outer Rim things are like, there's like 30 people who live here. This is, in an Outer Rim sense, it seems like this could be very big. There also appears to be no place to actually land within the city itself. However, there's a clearing outside that is easily could be someplace you could land.
Okay. I'll
Sure.
put it down in the clearing.
Yeah. You land in the clearing with sort of a gonk. Like there's some like instead of landing on dirt, you're kind of landing on a crystal kind of deal. And as the gangplank descends, you can see outside that even the ground is sort of refracting light, and little tiny like rainbows are coming out of it. And as you all exit, it's a very bright world. It's chilly, right? It's an Outer Rim world. Most of the worlds in the Enowit sector are some form of icy something or another. But this world is just like, maybe because there is no core per se, maybe because you can see there's very little actual cloud cover, or maybe it's because the sun itself is not really that big. It's kind of chilly, but it's more like a fall day in Seattle than it is like a frozen day on Hoth. It's like a little chilly.
Okay.
You
take out as soon as we step out of the ship, if we have, I want to take my comm and try to ring DAEYO and just see if it works.
Yeah, you pull out the comm and it isn't static. It isn't like there's nothing. It doesn't even connect
stay
you.
Together.
This might actually work to our advantage.
They won't have heard of us here. No incoming intelligence.
Good point.
Good.
All right, let's try and find someone who'll buy this heap of shit.
So I assume you're just going to go towards the settlement.
Yeah.
We should
Cool.
throw in the astromech. Good deal.
He like wheels back.
Don't worry,
up.
Gizmo. We'll never get rid of you. She pats him on the head.
Clonk clonk. And he's like, as the group of you begin to walk towards the settlement, you can see that everything is carved into the side of this cliff face. and it looks kind of like trying to think of what that is called exactly. Like the cliff dwellings. I want to say they're in Arizona, but I don't think that's where they're at. But like they're built into the side of the cliff face there, and they're all cut into the actual crystal itself. And as you approach, you can see that there are two giant crystal arches that have been carved out of the crystal itself, and they kind of lead this chiseled crystal path into this city. And it has a very Petra-esque thing as well. As you move through, you notice that it also, much like your comms, completely silent.
Okay. This is fucking creepy.
It's kind of nice. Do I like, if I reach out with my force senses, is it normal?
Yeah, you reach out with the force. Give me a roll with just your force points, please. See whether you light side, dark side this. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. If you could roll that again. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Side.
Your training has paid off. You reach out and you can feel all of nature and the whole living force that SUHAO taught you about. You can feel it all. But you feel it on sort of a microscopic level. And that, yeah, there are living things here. But you don't feel any birds, for example, or bugs or wildlife, right?
People.
You definitely don't feel people or what you would think are people.
And I look around. If I see any wildlife, I assume they are also made of crystal.
Wildlife, as in, the flora is almost non-existent, and the fauna you cannot see, hear, none of it.
Okay.
It's literally just crystal. Everything's crystal.
Like the people are made of the same crystal that the planet is made of.
Maybe.
Okay. I'm assuming that from what PR3 told us.
Yeah. But you can, I mean, like, you know, on a living force level, you can feel like germs and microscopic organisms. Like things are alive, but in a bigger sense, you don't detect any, like, I'm a breathing sentient, right? Like that, you don't detect that.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Shall we?
Yeah. Just keep walking towards the settlement.
Yeah. As you do, you begin to enter this giant crystal cavern that is, again, on both sides of you now are these homes that are carved into the crystal itself. And you can see that there is really only one road, like a straight shot through this canyon. And around you are the crystals like jutting up over you, and these hovels kind of cut into it. But they make enough of a design change in the overall crystal structure that, like, from space, you could see that it looked different from all the other crystals around it. That's how many of these holes and indentations and carved windows and things like that are in this structure. So there are a lot overlooking you.
Does this planet have like a night cycle, or is it like Space Alaska, or it's always light all the time?
It is a planet that no matter what has some sort of light. So even at night, it's like a dimmer light. So it's not like Alaska where it's like all day, all the time, like that kind of thing. It is nighttime is kind of like dimmer switch mode.
Okay.
That means depression rates are soaring. We can get bargains with that.
Ulago's going to put his goggles on, see if the goggles locate any like Prey.
Anyone moving? Yeah, anything happening?
Any movement?
Yeah. You put the goggles on, and will you give me a perception check, please?
Mm-hmm.
What is the benefit the goggles give you on a roll? Does it say?
It removes 2 difficulty dice from the roll.
Gotcha.
2
Great.
black dice. Cool.
Yeah. You detect, I'll say this because you have the advantage there. You don't detect anything moving, and you don't see anything moving. But you do not know whether that's because the scanners don't work, sensors do not work on this planet, or if there literally is nothing moving.
Right. Kind of like takes them off and puts them away. Piece of junk.
I mean, I would just keep walking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just keep walking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the group of you continue on into this canyon of homes and hovels. And you notice along the side of this main thoroughfare that you can see built into the walls are these what appear to be almost crystal counters, right? Like small workshops that are built out of crystal, but inside there are no wares. There is nothing that you can see actually in them. You can go examine it closer, but from a distance, unlike most worlds where they have signs outside, or there are things that say what is for sale, or they have people walking around, you detect none of that.
Okay. I'll approach it.
Sure. You walk up to one of the counters, and on it, you can see that at one point in time, there were things there. You can see scuff marks and scratches on the crystal itself. And behind the counter are several crystal containers that, from just a quick glance, appear probably to be very heavy because they're made out of solid crystal that have just been carved to hold things. And they're stacked up on top of each other. And it appears that at some point in time, these were used by someone for something, but are no longer being used by anyone right now.
It appears these have been used by someone for something at some point in time.
But they're not right now?
No more specifics. We know too much now.
Are they
You're
used by anyone?
right. My mistake.
You can obviously try to make rolls to determine exact things. But you can't scan. You can't use your sensors.
I'm gonna walk into a home.
It's gonna smash their pottery like Link.
I'm gonna knock on a door, I guess, if they have doors, and then if not, then I'm just gonna walk in.
Yeah. DAEYO walks up to one of the homes, and there is no door. It's just you walk right in, and the first thing you notice as you enter is, even though the room itself is dimmer than the outside, because the crystals have this sort of almost see-through quality, the light seeps into the room from outside. Not only that, but you can also see into the room next to you and the house next to that. You can see what appears to be all of these other chambers and rooms. And there, at least from what you can see with your eyes, there's no one in there.
I take out my vibro sword, and I'm gonna start smashing stuff.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
The things that are available to smash here.
How many pots?
There, unfortunately, there are no pots. However, there is a crystal.
Relax.
There's a crystal table. There are 2 what appear to be crystal dresser drawers, and there is another small stand that is also made of crystal.
I think I would just take my sword out and destroy the table. Try to destroy the table.
Yeah.
Get embraced.
Try to hit it. No, I'm not even just try to hit it. See what happens.
Yeah, swing your sword, please.
It was a nice fresh start for all of us, and the first thing Fang does is break a fucking table.
DAEYO, is ULAGOs' hostility rubbing off on you?
Listen, you can't talk. What? He shoots in caves. I'm just gonna see if I can wake something up.
That was at least 2 weeks ago that I shot in that cave.
That was precisely my point. Is it spreading?
Might be. You got a bomb in you. He shoots at caves, and we don't know where you were. I point at Oda. I'm just let me hit the table. See if it wakes something up. Or you know what? You hit the table, and I point at PR3.
Why would I hit the table?
Try with flames first.
You want me to try to melt crystal? Do you understand the heat involved in such a process?
No. Just hear me out. Just try to damage it. You don't need to melt it. You don't need to just do something. Fine. You know what? I try to hit the table.
Yeah, swing. Give me a swing.
Melee?
Mm-hmm. Or click your weapon.
What's that?
Yeah, you smash the table and the vibro blade, you hear like as it hits
next to it and then just sits there.
And like kind of just sits there shaking at it, like shaking on it. And the crystal, as you hit it, it goes and proceeds to get louder and louder, and then
the noise gate cut off whatever you did.
Yeah, whenever you go to a certain frequency, it just goes.
The noise
away.
gate's just like, nope.
Yeah, it just didn't give us anything.
It as you hit it, it gets louder and louder and louder.
Okay.
Starts refracting off the walls, and PR3
one of those pitchforks.
Yes, absolutely.
Tuning
and
forward.
Everything in this home that you're in starts shaking, and the houses next to it start shaking, and you can feel it sort of reverberating around as your vibroblade sits there shaking against this table.
Well, that was productive.
Listen, I thought maybe I could make some noise, get someone noticing. Nope, apparently not. Okay?
I wasn't being sarcastic. We now know that everything here is incredibly susceptible to acoustic frequencies.
Try singing. And I pat PR3 on the back and walk out.
PR3 singing acoustic.
I'm a beautiful canary.
He's pretty good at singing.
Sing something for me, PR3.
He's really good. Keep encouraging him.
When did I sing? Did I sing?
You've never
I'm just
sung.
gonna pretend like you have, so Oda keeps.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Did I forget like something that I did?
Is that like a vantage point I can get to as a ULAGO, just like on top of a house or?
Yeah, I mean, you can go up to the highest level of this. I want to say a skyscraper of crystal. I mean, there's a lot of levels, and they all have ramps connecting going up.
Yeah, I'll probably start climbing.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Okay. As you begin to climb, DAEYO and Oda continue to chant, sing to PR3.
Well, I don't chant. I'm trying to encourage Oda to chant, and if she's
very excited.
Yeah.
If he did sing, it would be like,
"Here in my spaceship, I'm safest of all in spaceship."
Wonderful.
That's a great song. It was very, I bet we could sell many records when we get done with this bomb stuff.
I probably have the one popular song, and then that's it forever.
There, as you sing, it almost seems to not at all reflect off the walls. Almost like you're trying to keep it inside and not sing with your full voice. Like maybe you're embarrassed by it.
Ain't no robot gonna hit no vibrato.
Meanwhile, ULAGO, you make your way up to the top, and as you continue to climb, you notice as you pass all these different homes that you still have seen nobody. You've seen not a single soul. And the higher you get, you can see from this vantage point that continuing on through this crystal chasm, that there doesn't appear to be any movement. There doesn't appear to be anything at all here.
Okay. ULAGO's going to come back down to the group and he's going to go, okay. There's two possibilities. One, no one's here at all. Kaput. Two, this is a town effort and every single person is currently mining.
Hmm.
Can't we take our ship and go and check?
Is that a good idea? Is there like a? Would there be a dock, or there's no ship? I'm assuming there's no ships here. There's no dock here. There's no nothing.
I mean, where you're at right now, there's no docks or anything. At the mining facility, there will probably be some place you can land a ship. And then again, on the westernmost continent, there are 2 landing strips cut into the crystal.
I don't think we'll be able to sell our ship here. I don't know if they even are interested in buying a ship.
Wrong effect.
What was it? What? Sorry, what was that? What was that?
I think the singing messed up your.
Yes, I
working on
don't think it's a buyer's market here.
Anything
Right.
we can steal?
Mining colony then?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, we're gonna head back to the ship.
Sure. Yeah, you make your way back down, and although cautiously, I would imagine, you still do not. There's no traps. There's nothing is sprung on you. It is a completely empty city where, again, 100, maybe 200,000 people could call home. But
Okay.
there's no one there. It's completely empty. Not a sound to be heard. Only sort of like an echoey crystal vibe, like vibrations, kind of like in the background. But that's
Kind
it.
of like, like a
Like
That
a Final
sound?
Fantasy, like a Final Fantasy save crystal.
Yes. Hopefully you can hear my noises and not
We
just
can't.
like
We can't.
We can't hear
every
them
time
at
you
all.
lean in, like your noise gate is like, this isn't real sound, and it just mutes you.
Cool, great. I'm so thrilled. Like that is what I was trying to do.
we heard like a. That was it.
That sucks.
One beat.
That sucks. Final Fantasy crystal noise. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Thank you, Sam.
Okay.
Oh, that's so dumb.
I would probably fly the ship in the direction of the mining facility, but going from the town in case we saw anyone moving from one to the other. Like, I'd fly pretty low.
Okay. Yeah. As the group of you begin to take off again, the ship
Keep
flies.
running scanners like while we're like flying, like basically like hover
Of
flying.
course. Yeah. As you do, you detect nothing. The scanners pick up nothing. Not people, not places, not signals. Nothing is detected. The group of you fly very low towards the mining colony in the north, and as you do, you detect no tracks, no back and forth movement. There are no containers or vehicles or hover thing. Nothing moving back and forth between where you just were and this mining colony. But in the distance, as you approach, you can see billows of black smoke just rising up out of the ground. And the closer you get to it, the sky above, which was pristine and almost empty of clouds, is now covered in dark sky and cloud cover from the smoke billowing out of this section of the planet.
Is there any ship traffic the closer we get to the industry?
Yes. As you move closer, you can see leaving the settlement one ship and then another ship. They're not a lot, but you can see that there are every so often a ship departs, but you haven't seen any land at all.
Okay. Can we see where they're departing from?
From the mining colony.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we would just keep approaching. I want to see where they're departing from so that I have a idea of where to land.
Yeah, as you get closer, you can see that there is a section of this mining complex, which is very large. There are several giant holes dug into the crystalline surface of this world, and around it are, I mean, you know those giant mining vehicles that you see on like world super machines, like those giant things? Imagine that, but like on a Star Wars Imperial scale. They're enormous. Right. And you can see that nearby on several of them are platforms where there are mining transports, these huge vessels being loaded with crystal cargo. The crystals have been cut and turned into the shape of what appears to be something akin, Oda, to like a lightsaber crystal. That sort of, but like that shape, just not that size. Obviously, they're much bigger, but kind of that shape, sort of like a long rectangular cut off at the edge, pointy.
I roll some sort of education to see if, like, because what I know about building lightsabers, I might have any indication of what these shapes of crystals are probably meant for.
Yeah, give me a roll.
Oh, I probably still had force on that. Hold on. Sorry.
Yeah. Remove. I'll let you re-roll. You do not have any real idea of why they would be cutting them this shape. You just know that it has a purpose. They're doing it for a reason. You could ask someone else if they could make a guess based on information you give them.
What was the roll skill again?
Education.
Just education.
It might be
But
something
you
different
might-
for you.
Yeah, you might use, like, I don't know, some sort of mechanic type thing or something.
My knowledge skills are like lore.
You could use a lore.
Historically, yeah. All
If
right.
she asks you about Jedi stuff, sure.
Do you ask me about Jedi stuff?
Me?
Yeah.
Sure. I lean over and I'm like, what do you suppose that's for?
Processing.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So you recognize that while you don't know what these crystals could be used for, again, in your databanks, you know they're being used for something, for 2 projects specifically, but you do not have access to what that information is. But you do know that the reason crystals are cut this way is so they can be set into things. Very similar to how the lightsaber crystal is set into the blade, the hilt, and that's, the power source goes through the crystal and ignites the blade. So, yeah, you recognize PR3 that this is, they're cut that way. They're like slightly faceted into things.
These
sort of-
crystals are cut specifically to fit as components into more complex machinery.
Some sort of jamming, then.
I suppose if they aren't cut perfectly, they would have to jam them, yes.
Right.
I love
We
the
know
delayed hit on
who-
Jesse on that one. I was waiting for it.
It took me. I was like, "What is he? Oh, this goober."
All right, well, I really don't know where we go from here, so I guess we'll just land and steal a ship?
If activity, there should be people, and maybe we could negotiate with them.
Okay, let's just make sure they're the right kind of people.
Well, as long as they have something to trade, then they seem like the right kind right now.
Do we know who PR3? Do we know who is manufacturing these crystals?
Do I know the energy concern manufacturing these crystals?
You do
Are there
not
any
know who-
logos or anything anywhere on any of the equipment or anything like that?
Literally, no. There's nothing on any of these. It's clear that someone is being outsourced to mine these crystals, but the only symbols that you notice on the transports are just Orabesh numbers and things written down as like the codes and the serial numbers of the transport ships. But you don't see any Imperial logos or any mining consortium logos or anything from any of the underworld.
Are these type of
Groups.
crystals popularly used, or is it like incredibly niche?
As far as you're aware, there's only 2 projects in the Empire using them, and they are only on this planet. So if the Empire is the only one using them, then
Probably the Empire.
yeah, probably a niche Imperial market.
Okay. I definitely relay that information.
Elaga's kind of wondering out loud. He's like, "What if this whole place is just like automated, not a soul?"
That would make sense.
Be easier to steal a ship then, if
There's
there
a
are
ship.
any.
There's gotta be
Yeah.
a ship. Maybe we can go and check logs, see if I mean, it's gotta be a ship that at least comes in to pick up the cargo.
I know the indigenous life is like hostile, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, perhaps it was an issue with the hostile indigenous life and inability to call for SOS.
Wait, these things right here, the mining things are hostile?
People.
No, the indigenous life forms of this planet.
Where are they at?
I wouldn't want to know.
We
They
can get
aren't
them over here,
particularly friendly.
operation themselves, and then
Alago's going to keep searching for life. He's just going to head deeper into the mining colony.
Yeah, as you do, you can see movement down below.
Okay.
There's definitely people moving around.
Well, we found life. That's a win. Do I see where the ships are coming from?
Yeah, the ships are all at the moment. None of them have taken off since you've gotten closer, but at the moment they're all stationed around the four. There are four kind of like giant holes dug into this planet, and around them are loading areas where many of these transport ships are landed and being filled with cargo.
Okay, and there's no personal ships or anything like that I can see.
No, you cannot see any personal ships. There are, small speeders, and you can see at least one kind of dilapidated looking fighter, but there's nothing that looks like like a great trade off to this ship.
Okay. I'm gonna land anyway in like any available space in one of the docking.
Yeah.
There
You
is.
touch down at one of the docks, and you can see in the distance several of the dock workers kind of panic and look around and proceed to run back down towards one of the mining pits.
Not the warm welcome. I wasn't expecting a warm welcome. That's a lie. He kind of grabs his gun and starts heading for the docking bay on their ship.
Yeah. You descend the gangplank again and head down. And this area, the ground is metal. It has been put here, built by whatever company this is that is running this mining consortium. And everything around you, is a little darker, a little less beautiful than the rest of this world, which is crystal. And you can see that the crystal itself around you has been scarred and scratched and burnt, and there's layers of sort of crystalline dust on everything from the plumes of smoke rising up out of these almost like cauldrons built into the surface of this world. And in the distance you can see a small group of individuals walking in your direction.
Okay.
weapons.
They do not have weapons.
Then I don't pull out mine.
Do you stand around, or are you gonna go meet? Like, what's your plan here?
I guess I would start walking towards them.
Okay.
I'm just kind of following DAEYO and ULAGO's lead.
Yeah. We'll just head towards them.
Yeah, as you do, you can see that it's 5 individuals, and 4 of them are almost emaciated, and they look very worn down, and they have bags under their eyes. And even though they are 4 totally different species, you can tell that in each of their 4 different ways, they have been worked very hard. And the fifth one is an overweight human male with a pair of goggles that sits on his white hair that is unkempt and dusted with soot from the deep mines. His eyes lined with dark circles of where his goggles probably covered them. His clothes look just as much of a mess as the other 4. The only difference being that he has an armband that signifies that he is the chief foreman of this dig site.
Okay. Hi, mate.
Well, hello there.
Sorry about. We're a little lost.
Yeah, I imagine you are lost. You come down in a fancy ship like that. We haven't seen anyone like you folks in a while.
Is there a place for personal ships, or
I mean,
you need me to move it?
not much personal property here, friend, except the stuff you got in your back, maybe your pockets.
He kind of smacks at that and keeps this thing on his back. He looks at Daya like, this is a terrible idea. We should leave. Is what his eyes are conveying.
I noticed you got fine-looking blasters there.
I mean, my stuff would be covered with a cloak, so I think I just like pull the cloak a little bit more over my shoulders. Yeah, you better not be eyeing our things.
Oh, no use for all that here. You can't use blasters on this world.
Why's that?
Well, most of us probably want to be blasted. And the things here that can kill you, blasters don't hurt them. What a great time we have here. And the other four laugh, but like crazy person laugh.
Oh man,
What are these other things?
I like these
that
guys.
can kill.
You know, the crystal people. Blasters don't work.
It does?
Hang on, you said you don't want to be here. Why don't you guys just leave?
Well, I got my family to feed. And the other four nod. Like hard times in the galaxy, friend.
It doesn't really look like you're I look at the emaciated ones and I'm like, doesn't look like you guys are being fed very well.
Well, you know, we all have to do our part.
You guys want something to eat?
The other four look at the boss, and the boss is like, sure, I'd love something.
Come on back to the ship. We'll have a chat.
Well, we can't do anything till our break's over, but we just wanted to see what y'all was doing here.
We got lost and we need gas for our ship.
You know what? seeing you guys has given me an idea, and I think I can help you make your lives a bit better. So why don't you come see me when you finish? Come see me on your break. We'll have some food and we'll have a chat.
Well, all right there, friend. If you need anything, we got a small canteen over there. If you want to take a break or talk to the locals. And he looks at the others and they all laugh. And it's like, people are crazy here. And he turns around and like walks away with a whistle on his breath.
Okay. Elaga's going to put his arm around Dio and start moving towards the ship. And he's like, I have an idea.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, we give them our ship.
Expound.
Go on.
In exchange, they're going to help us smuggle on board one of these mining freights here. We'll get off the grid. We'll have to steal a ship on the other side.
We won't have any control over our destination.
We should find out where these are
That's
headed
why.
first.
If we offer them a ship, they might be able to tell us which one's going where. We can pick one.
Let's start with offering food first, and then we
It
can.
sounds
offer
like they
them
don't want to
shit.
be here, so I'm pretty sure they'd be chuffed to help us.
Do you have anything that can get them a little inebriated?
Do
Can
you? You have rations. You have like the
Do we
fat back
gotta have
that
spices?
Ulago bought. You have like the weird ass food Ulago bought.
Yeah, but they're gonna fucking love it.
Any spices or anything after everything we've been through? After how many times Oda's gotten inebriated herself?
You do not have booze, unfortunately. You have like the bare
Yeah.
basics of how to make a good meal. That's it.
We didn't buy booze.
I usually find it wherever we go.
True.
Look, there is a canteen nearby. Just saying.
It's true. Could head over there and buy some booze for our friends.
Yeah, we should buy him some booze, get him fed. I bet they'll talk a little bit more. Make her a little friendly and, chatty. I'm pointing to Oda. Never works when I get drunk. I just start hitting things. We should avoid that, probably.
I mean, to be fair, you already hit things.
But I don't hit it as much.
You hit that table.
Deserved it. I was
Was
proving
it
a
looking
point.
at you?
Let's go with that. And I start walking towards the canteen.
Yeah. Do you all follow? Are you all going
Alaga
there?
doesn't follow. He's just like, I'm sure she'll make good choices.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I better put some credits on me. Hold on.
You definitely do, I think.
I do. Yeah, I do.
PR3, Oda, or what are you going to do?
I gotta go to this
Oda.
cantina.
No, PR3, you go with him. Nope, do not come this way. Oda,
Are you
let's go.
sure?
No, I don't think you're good at...
Let him stretch his legs. He's starting to fucking rust.
What if a table looks at you again?
Just don't talk.
You can sing, but don't talk.
You can sing all you want. Just no talking.
The three of you march towards this cantina. Ilago, what are you going to do?
Alaga's he's gonna like start whipping up within their constraints a pretty good meal.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. You head back to the ship, and greeting you at the doorway is Gizmo, who's like,
All right, Gizmo, we got to put on a spread. Where's my kiss the cook apron?
Gizmo's two little like flapper arms come out. It's like wow, and like sort of waddles back into the ship. DAEYO, PR3, Oda, the three of you enter the canteen, which is a makeshift hut built out of scrap metal, and in it are stools and tables also built out of scrap metal, and a counter built out of scrap metal, and behind it are bottles of non-labeled alcohol that you're not really sure what they are, but there's a lot of it. And at the counter are several various species of alien, and at different tables around the establishment are also other, weird Star Warsy aliens.
Yeah.
And an Ugnaught waiter walks around holding a tray, trying to balance this, these bottles of mysterious booze.
Which
and his
ones
little
are
tiny
knots again?
Ugnaughts are little tiny, like pig people.
Okay,
like
yeah,
the-
okay. No, yeah.
Yeah, like the dude in Mandalorian.
Yep, I remember now.
That guy.
Yep.
And he's trying to like waddle his way around, and he is kind of giving drinks to people. And behind the counter, you see a very like burly, multi-armed, brown scaled basilisk. Kind of like it's the dude from Star Wars Episode 2 who's the cook that Obi-Wan goes to meet. Because that's a scene that occurred in that movie.
Yep.
When he goes to like the 50s diner, yeah, that guy. And he's behind the counter mixing drinks. But really he's just pouring bottles into slightly dirty glasses.
I want to find a friendly looking alien to sit down next to and order the same drink that they're having.
At a table or at a bar?
The bar.
Sure.
I think right as this happens, so right as we're walking, I'm like, okay, stay close to me. And then Oda goes and does that. And I'm just like,
Yeah, Oda just walks away. Oda, you sit down at the bar next to a Twi'lek.
Ooh.
And he looks over at you and grins, a very sweet, very kind grin, but also mostly toothless grin. And his sharp teeth, you can see that he's 3 little sharp, jagged teeth left, but everything else is gone. And he grins at you and he says, "Welcome. Sit down, beautiful."
Thank you. What are you drinking?
Oh, they call it crystal hooch.
Is it good?
Oh, it's all we have.
Oh, well, in that case, 1 crystal hooch, please.
The bartender looks at you and kind of like waddles up and places one of the bottles down in front of you and is like, "Are you sure, little lady?"
Dibby.
Well, it's hard stuff.
Sounds good to me.
He like turns and walks away, and he like looks at the Ugnaught, and the Ugnaught like and like walks off the other direction. It's almost like no one expects you to be able to handle this. And the Twi'lek next to you holds out his hand, and he says, "My name is Chulo."
Meet you, Chulo. Shakes his hand.
So,
Did you come to be in a place like this?
debt. And he like looks at you, not even joking, just like debt.
Is that why most people are here?
Everyone has a reason.
My reason is this is just where we ended up.
You wouldn't be the first person. Him over there, he was a hairstylist. And he points to this guy in the corner who's sitting at a table, and he is dressed as awfully as everyone else there, but for some reason, not nearly as dirty looking as everyone else.
Well, I don't plan to stay very long. I'm looking for a ship.
A ship? Well,
Does anyone have ships here to sell?
to sell, there's no one here to buy.
True. Well, what do you do all day here?
He like looks at his gross glass of you can tell that the ale, whatever it is sort of like dark and almost oily looking. And he takes a drink and he puts it back down and he says, "Work, then I drink, and then I pass out."
What's your work like?
Hey, it pays the bills.
Is it mining?
Yes, every day deep into the mines. We carve crystals. The minerals in them are so special, I think.
I think.
I don't know. I'm told they're special.
You don't know why?
No, I just know that we're paid a decent sum to do it, better than other miners.
And you don't know where they end up?
They go off-world. All the ships do.
Well, cheers to paying the bills.
To not having any more. And he like clinks your glass and drinks all of it in one gulp and puts it down on the table. And he looks at you and it's almost like a hollow look. Like he gets no joy from alcohol anymore.
Oh,
Aww. She takes a sip.
It on your the tongue feel of it is like you are like if you've ever just put, I don't know, olive oil or corn oil, just like an oily substance, like just tasted it. It's that tongue feel, but it burns. But it burns.
Someone that we know likes, what was the drink from Cheezel called? Cheezel's Delight? Frozen Cheezel? What was it called? As someone who that was her favorite drink, I think this is the opposite of that. And it's probably one of those times where someone's like, yeah, give me the straight stuff. I can handle it. Yeah, I like it. And then so she takes a sip and she's like, but she's trying to pretend that she's like
Right.
cool and hard enough to take this kind of alcohol. So she's just like,
You noticed as you put down the bottle that the bartender and the waiter are both looking at you with giant grins on their faces.
She's like,
Yeah, and
it's the good stuff.
they look at you just like, uh-huh.
She like can't help but be like trying to suck it off of her tongue because it's just
there's like a coating on your tongue
Yeah.
now, and it in your gut burns.
Like I nudge PR3 and I point to Oda and I'm like, go say something embarrassing in front of them.
You advised me not to speak, and I am rigidly adhering to that standard.
You're speaking right now. Now go say something embarrassing in front of them.
I'm only speaking to tell you that I'm rigidly adhering to the advisement of not speaking of which you
Go sing
delivered.
my song that I said you could sing. Go sing something embarrassing in front of them.
You wish me to sing something embarrassing in front of strangers.
That's exactly. Are you afraid?
Processing. Acceding.
I like
go
push
over
them.
there.
Yeah. PR3, as you walk up, the bartender looks at you and kind of backs away and smacks the table with a thud, and the waiter turns and sees you and drops his drinks. And you hear like a squeal as he runs and grabs this small container from underneath the bar and runs towards you and opens the container quickly, and inside, unlike any of the other bottles, is a bottle of Corellian ale. And the bartender rushes up to you and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. If I know the Empire was going to be here today, I would have been prepared. Excuse me." He like sort of like pushes people off the bar. He goes to like push you, Oda. He's like, make way, Empire here. Everyone, this is not a drill.
I step up behind Tier 3. And I'm like, I'm with him.
Sure, young lady. You look great, by the way. You are beautiful. Empire sending only beauties, I see. All right.
Tier 3, he
Okay.
said you're beautiful.
What?
I said, you hear that, PR3? He said you're beautiful.
Things that I don't need to be told.
Is your master here, sir? Droid, sir?
Yes, of course.
Who is that? When should I be expecting them?
My master is right here next to me. As you can see, this is the Dreadlord Table Destroyer.
Oh, I'm so sorry I called you beautiful, Dreadlord. My apologies. I am so sorry. The Ugnaught next to him was like, and sort of like puts the Corellian ale down on the bar and like runs around and goes to gets a cloth. And it appears to be the only clean cloth in the establishment, and begins to wipe down the counter as quickly as he can.
I point to the ale and I say, you better bring 2 more of these.
I'll see what we have in the cellar. And he like runs down the cellar and grabs the Ugnaught and pulls the Ugnaught with him, and you find yourself in a totally empty bar. It's just the 3 of you.
They all left.
They all left.
I wave over Oda. Oda over. Wow, that's hard to say.
Oda.
Oda. And I pass the first bottle to her, and I'm like, okay, there's your drink.
I have a drink. It's really good.
Tastes better.
Do you want
faces
to
you're
try
making, it looked like you had you drank piss or something.
No, I was just enjoying the,
You can get the drink for you. It's still right there if you want to drink more.
You have a penchant of putting unknown substances inside of your body.
She's very good at it.
She picks up the Corellian ale and takes a swig of that.
Yeah. The Corellian ale is like a universal flavor. It's something that everyone's used to. Yeah. You absolutely know you love it. It's delicious.
It's like she's conceding the fight when she's like, yeah, I hate this, and picks that up and drinks it instead.
A brief moment later, the Basilisk pops up out of the cellar. And it's like, oh, geez. And he has his multi arms are kind of like all grabbing his head. And he's like, I'm so sorry. There's no more ale to be found. What can I do to make it up to you? I'm so sorry. Hi, my name is Fracas Modry, and this here is my friend Hugo. We are the fine owners of this establishment. I will do whatever you desire, sir, ma'am.
We are incredibly uninterested in your identities. We will reward you, though, if you help us.
No, of course. I was just trying to endear myself to you so you would not slay me.
No one will be slayed as long as your answers are prompt and full of detail.
Yes, no, of course. Prompt and full of detail is how I answer.
Please direct us to the closest landing pads. We wish to inspect them.
Oh, they're literally right out there. To the right, and he points to where you just came from.
What destinations do these ships depart?
You mean where do they go?
Precisely.
I mean, I don't know. They just leave.
Detailed.
They go off world. Don't you know? You're the ones who hired us.
It is incredibly unfortunate that someone who we trust down here on this planet is not full of the knowledge one would require to survive here.
We were told not to know anything.
Everyone knows you don't listen to such things if you wish to survive. That was a test.
Did I pass or fail, sir, Troy, sir?
Yeah, well, who told you not to know anything? Do you even know that?
Yeah, there was a guy, he was, gray suit, very, old, but, imperial, and, he said, not to talk about it.
Oh, that's good. I know precisely who you're talking about. Every single Imperial officer that has ever existed.
No, he was different than all of them. He was, old, and he had, white hair and a British, wait, no, hold on, Coruscant accent. He had a Coruscant accent, and, he was thin, really thin, and, he had, well-dressed, and he looked like he was important, I think. Totally different than all the others.
Did he have assistants?
I mean, there were stormtroopers for sure, yeah.
Did they refer to him by name in front of you? Think.
I don't know. They Grand Mutt, Grand Muff, something like that.
Preparing to vaporize you.
What?
In 5 seconds.
No, what do you mean?
5.
You're the one who asked me. I didn't do this.
The name. What was the name?
I don't know. They don't talk about names.
I'm very displeased.
I'm sorry.
I'll punish him.
Well,
wait, that wasn't what you called her the first time.
I would try to grab
the title.
Which was?
The Dreadlord Table Destroyer.
Oh, you got me! You are telling the truth! Oh, I'm sorry, Table Destroyer.
I would grab his collar and try to pull him closer, and I'd say, "Listen, you got one chance to prove yourself. If you can't find out where these ships are going when we come back, I mean, this whole place will be burned down with you in it." Pretty simple.
But you need this. I was told we had another year and a half on our contract.
We'll see about that. That can always
change. You want to
change.
destroy it? The project wasn't done. That's what I heard. They said the project wasn't done.
So maybe they sent me here for
really bad and drinking her ale. She's trying not to pitch in.
Grab the ale. I try to grab the ale from Oda. I'm like, we still need some of this. Please don't drink it all.
She hands it over and then just sits there sad because she doesn't want to do this to this poor guy who was nice to her.
Listen, you seem all right. If you find out the information, let's send that guy. What's that guy's name again? Send him. Tell him to go find out where. Yeah.
Hugo, are you okay with doing that? And Hugo looks at him with puppy dog eyes and just and starts shaking.
Good. I'm glad he's okay with it. You have any more bottles of anything?
We just got the crystal hooch.
Which do the workers prefer?
The crystal hooch.
Give us some.
Yeah, we need some of that.
Okay. And he gives you 4 bottles.
Pass along 50 credits.
Thank you, your overlordness.
And I would start to walk out holding all the bottles.
Okay.
Also, the tables here are lackluster. Spruce them up within a week, or we'll be back.
Yes, sir, your droidfulness, sir.
Very good.
March out.
It's
What
so
do you-
sad.
I love bullying of NPCs.
What do you do, Oda? What do you?
I gave him 50 credits just to be a bully.
That pacified Oda.
We also
She
you
was-
also stole his best booze. I don't know if it was. I think it was worth a lot more than 50 credits.
That's probably the
Oh,
only
that's
thing on
it.
that planet that they valued and treasured.
The one valuable thing on the planet was that booze, and you took it.
That was the retirement booze.
Oda, do you follow them as they leave, or do you stay? Was that a I follow? Sorry, you got cut off.
Follow them.
Yeah, okay. The group of you head back, and as you arrive back at the ship, you smell this wafting aroma come down off the ramp into the ship. And as you walk up into the cargo bay, you see that there are several burners cooking things in frying pans, and standing there with his hair tied behind his head, his armor partially off, and like a apron on, with next to him a multi-pronged gizmo holding numerous platters up as he is cooking away. You see Ulago making dinner? Question mark.
Walk in and I place the booze on a counter nearby, and I'm like, yeah, so we bullied the locals and got this. I would just drink from this one. Oda's already started, and I pass it back to Oda.
You
He
look
takes
quite
it.
domestic.
Kind of frowns. What do you mean?
I mean, it's a softer side of you than we usually see.
The man of the house, huh?
Cooking.
Cook.
He's wearing a kiss the chef apron.
Cute. Like it.
You look ludicrous.
I
He looks
disagree.
nice.
He looks great. I'm like trying not to laugh. Like,
I was gonna get food all over my armor.
it makes sense.
It is completely counter to your gruff nature.
We learn
There
people
can
are
be more than
terrified of
one
him.
thing.
I like immediately change the subject. People are terrified of him, and I point to PR3.
All right, that means this place is Empire controlled, probably. Definitely.
Definitely. That means if we get on that ship, no matter where it's going under Empire control. We're probably gonna end up somewhere with the Empire.
A good point.
Yeah, but you know,
Is it worth the risk?
I think so.
I threatened the locals, the people who gave us this, to find out information about where it's going. I don't think they'll be able to do it though, because they nearly pissed their pants at the thought of it.
They were told to know nothing. Under threat of death or torture. No,
That gives me an idea, actually. And I turn to PR3. Maybe you could get close.
Likely.
We need to know where that ship's going before we get on it. Walk straight to death if we want, but I'd rather know I'm walking straight to death first.
Look. I think our best shot is to just sneak on board one of these things. You know?
It's an important thing to remember that we will end up in some sort of imperial facility.
Yeah, we really maybe should know that we're gonna end up in Empire control. If there ends up being like thousands of
The
stormtroopers,
alternative
not gonna
is
be
that
good.
we just stay in that wanted ship and have them chase us around the.
I take my
entire
chances in a wanted
galaxy.
ship around the galaxy than in the middle of a landmine, a landfield with troopers and.
We can
PRD, you
just
think you can go
waltz
find
into-
information?
We can just waltz into this facility under the guise of inspection, find exactly where all of these ships are going in the system, and then board one as if we own it.
Yeah. Don't you want answers? What's this shit for?
That probably also is in the system.
So we're not going to get on his cargo. We're just going to take it as the owners of it, pretty much.
We're going to get
why
on
not
and make
take it
sure
as
the
cargo?
routes are secure.
Exactly that. And then we have to take off any tracking devices that would be on it. Because you
Look.
know they're going to have tracking on it.
If we
Of
give the ship
course.
to the miners in exchange for them helping us, they'll just chase that ship somewhere else.
No, that's great. It's just we have to take, like, if we go off route on a mining ship full of crystals that they want, we have to get all tracking off.
Who said we're going off route?
Then we go on route.
Don't you
Mm.
want to fix this fucking mess?
I do. I'd love to.
Oda! You gonna just keep
Oda,
letting them do
like
whatever
she's
they want?
mid-drink of one of these, like,
I try to grab the drink and I'm like, use those things you got, the magic powers, whatever it is.
We
the
could
stuff
sneak on
that
board
you
one
have.
of these and put a stop to whatever it is they're doing. Or at least cripple them. They're after us anyway.
Oda, do
Sound
you
of
at least
that.
agree we need to find out where we're going? Even if we still go. I look at Ulago. Even if we still go, we still should find out.
Obviously, it's better to know where we're going than going blind.
Awesome. And I like
I don't
Pierre, let's
really
go.
think we have a choice either way. So,
I grab Pierre 3 and I try to walk out again. Like, let's go.
Do
We're
what you
gonna find
can.
out. You guys
if we're
find the
going to act
information from the.
if we're going to act like we're Empire and ask for information, then someone with some performance skills should do it. And she starts walking out with PR3 toward
oh
the
no,
ships.
she's been drinking.
I look back at Ulago and I'm like, do I go?
She's obviously been drinking, so yes.
Have fun with the the locals. Booze. They'll drink that. You can try it. I don't know. Maybe you like it, but it's awful.
Ulago,
I just
perhaps talk to Oda about her raging alcoholism.
We all have our crosses to bear, my friend.
Drunk
I'm gonna-
Jedi
I'm gonna try
probably
the-
levitate things, not on purpose.
How's this hooch taste? To a soldier.
You asking them to define it for you, or do you want
I'm
me to
asking
tell you?
Yeah.
To you,
I feel
it
it's
tastes
something
like
him and I
something
could
that
stop.
would have been made in the barracks. It is, of a low quality. It's almost like grain alcohol, but a little more slick. Like it was designed to go down quicker.
He kicks it back. Not bad. Gets back to cooking.
My plan is to take PR3, go to where the mining ships are, and say that I am an Imperial inspector.
Do you
on
still have
board
booze
to-
in your hand?
She's
Yes.
with a bottle of fucking ale in her
I'm
hand.
the Imperial Inspector,
You will have no
and you have to
credibility.
tell me
To
what's
be fair,
going
it
on.
might work because if they just see what kind of ale it is, they'd be like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I think even as Daeyo with her with the bottle and stuff, I'm just like following behind, sort of like the guard. Because they I feel like a lot of they would always have guards around them, whether they were stormtroopers or not. So yeah, I'm just following quietly,
All right.
and
that
rolling
the
my
plan?
eyes a lot.
The plan is just go to another ship and ask what's going on.
I thought we were
to
gonna go look for the dispatch center.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'd be up to PR3. I'd let PR3 lead us.
Sure. You exit once again back out the ship, leaving Ulago to cook in the makeshift galley kitchen he's created, and you see nearby a tower that is much like everything else made of this sort of makeshift metal composite sort of riveted together to form a tower. And at the top of it, there are two figures you can make out in the windows as you approach. I assume you're just going to walk on up there and be like, hey.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you walk in and you can see that there are two human males with headsets on that are relaying orders back and forth. And monitors have been not so gently installed in the top of this tower. Everything is, again, very makeshift, very poorly put together.
PR3, you should do most of the talking, because if I'm the Imperial Inspector, I'll be above it. So you should speak mostly, and then I'll just look like I'm just like too, you know.
Can I walk
what's
up
your
and
word?
lean over Oda and put the cork in the bottle, like really tightly, and then say, I think you'll do fine talking. And then back away again.
I think that's an incredibly bad idea.
And then I push her forward.
Walk forward then, and I walk up to the guys and I say, where is your destination?
And I push PR3 forward now.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Your destination, was I not clear? I am inspecting this ship and I must know your destination.
This is a control tower, ma'am. Our destination is here? Is this a trick question?
Which,
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
What is the destination of that ship? She points to one. And she acts as though they're so stupid for not knowing she's talking about that ship.
I suggest you answer quickly. We were sent by the Grand Morph himself.
They like both look at each other like, oh, we weren't aware of an inspection?
If you were aware of inspections, then what would be the point of them?
You are totally correct, sir. Jenks, where are these going? And he like looks at the other guys like, well, he starts clacking on a keyboard. Like, it appears they are headed to, and he presses a button and big bright letters appear in Orbesh that say, top secret. It appears we do not have records of this location.
Answer. You should not know where they're going. I will now proceed to inspect the ships.
Yes, ma'am. There are several to choose from.
And make sure no one else is on the ships. This is a private investigation. It cannot be contaminated.
No, ma'am. There's, in fact, no one on the ships. They are, droid piloted. Have always been droid piloted. Jenks, have they always been? Oh yeah, they've always been droid piloted.
Again, that was exactly the right answer.
I push her along. I push her along, and then I point to the bottle of booze in her hand and look at the guys, and I just shake my head so they can see.
They
like,
look at you and they're like, stuff. We get it. No, we understand. Yeah, Corelli nails great. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we would walk towards that ship.
Yeah, I just go toward the nearest ship.
As you go down,
I'm gonna stay in the tower for a second. Hold on.
I'm going to inspect your computer systems for security weaknesses. In the meantime, you are to report immediately to the cantina for table reconstruction duty.
Oh, you are so right. Those tables are terrible. Yeah, those tables really are bad. Okay, yeah, let's go. And they like very quickly, rapidly move down the stairs.
Sweet. Can't wait to see what the tables are like later on down the line of this place.
You really this place.
As DAEYO and Oda head down to the ship, PR3, you are by yourself in the control room.
Yeah, I'm going to go through that computer system, making very sure not to trip any flags that send signals that digging is happening, and see if I can't untop secret some stuff.
Yeah, give me a computer check.
All right.
Please and thank you.
Yes, sir. Oh, close the character sheet. All right.
Yeah, you can easily hack into this. It is a ridiculously simple system. There's not much in this. Yeah, you're in. What are you trying to look for?
Destinations for the ships?
The destinations for the ships, as said, are listed as top secret.
Okay.
But what you discover is every single transport is headed to that destination.
Wow, one destination.
Yep.
Do they have flight time? Can I discern what planets are that far away?
There's no information about where it's going. You just know that all of them are locked into the same location.
Maybe we should go smell the ships and see if they smell like any particular planets.
Sure.
No, I'm just fucking. I don't know.
I mean, you can try to make other guesses and other, you can look for other information.
Anything about particular anything about the crystals at all, like how they should be stored?
Yeah. I mean, the crystals are being stored in cases that prevent their resonance from blocking communications. So once these ships leave the atmosphere, they can once again resume communicating with outside systems. So the crystals on board the ships will not interfere.
Okay. Do I see any special instructions or notes in the system?
No. All you know is that each of these ships is droid related and droid operated. Like the ships themselves, there is no like I'm a droid operating. The ships themselves are like a fully functioning droid. Yeah.
Can they be reprogrammed? Are they customizable?
It's possible. It's very possible you could reprogram them, but you'd have to get inside and access the system.
All right, then I go down and join Oda.
Okay. Yeah, Oda, you and DAEYO walk into the ship, and you see that the ship in front of you hasn't been loaded with cargo yet. But there is no place to sit. There is no crew cabin area. There is literally just one little scomp port way at the end of this long corridor, which is the hangar bay, and that is it. There is nothing else in here at all. There are panels on the wall, but they're all, riveted shut and things like that.
Seems to me, well, actually, I want to see if I can figure out if there are sensors aboard. Like, if the ship itself is a droid, would it know that someone's stowed away on it in any way?
You could look and see. It might not even programmed to know, right? It may just be programmed to like fly to a place and fly back and fly to a place.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about the actual droid itself.
Well, if PR3 joins us, then I'll ask him to talk to it and find out if it is like that level of aware or not.
Yeah. PR3 waddles his way up to you and joins you in the cargo bay.
Can you find out? Yeah. Can you find out if this ship knows that we're on it?
Complying. Find a place to plug in.
Yeah, there's literally just one little scomp, like circular port.
That's the one.
Yeah, you stick your finger into it, and in a flash of ones and zeros, you're now connected to the ship itself.
I definitely check to see how much awareness it has.
Yeah. The ship is about as aware as sort of like a basic, like almost like a mouse droid level, where it has duties and it acknowledges it as duties and will do the things necessary to fulfill them, but it doesn't, it doesn't really know much else.
Check to see if it has stowaway protocols.
There's nothing listed for stowaway protocols. No.
All right. Can I probe around and see how easy it is to customize destinations?
There is no customizable feature listed.
All right.
We should have no trouble stowing away on such a ship. The unfortunate fact is we do not know what the destination is. There's no way to tell.
Well, ask it now if it's possible to change its destination in flight. Or don't ask it, just see if you could.
There did not seem to be a way to change the destination at all. I would think that one would have to hardwire in using mechanics.
What?
I immediately go and I would know this as a mechanic. The best place to try and hardwire in where it is programmed that this place, the ship is supposed to go. I would think.
Yeah, there are a bunch of panels that you can pull off the walls that have all sorts of wires and gizmos behind it. Sure.
I would do that.
Yeah, give me.
I would be
mechanics check.
doing that like right before he mentions it. I'd be like tapping on things, and he'd say that, and I'd be like,
Give me a mechanics check. Let's see if you can do it.
"Can I use a light side?"
Absolutely. I will upgrade you right now.
Am I good?
You are good.
Oh!
Yeah.
What did 3 thingies give me?
You can reduce strain. You can do a lot of things, but because you didn't get a success, it really doesn't like do much.
I give it to the next person.
Okay, sure. You try to find a way to get the panels off the walls, but you simply cannot. There are no bolts. They're on there, but you have no way of pulling them off.
PR3, can you scan this to see where any panels or something I can anything. I can't find anything. Gosh, I hate these Empire ships. Not used to this.
Don't hurt your head about it.
Yeah, well, you should be used to this.
Complying.
So, do I know stuff?
Give me a mechanical check.
With advantage.
Yeah, let me give you that advantage. There you go.
All right.
Ooh. Yes. You can trace the wire through the ones and zeros. You can trace some of the wires to one panel specifically.
That panel there.
I look and I'm like, I don't see it. What panel where?
The one I'm indicating visually right now.
Well, get rid of it.
You want me to remove the panel?
Yep.
Complying.
I guess I try to remove the panel.
Yeah, mechanics. Let me remove
Mechanics
your
again.
die. No,
Ow.
you cannot remove it either.
Can I try now that he's seen it?
Sure.
The thing is I couldn't find it. Now he found it. Can I try to remove it?
Yeah, go for it.
Pierre, do you want to give?
Take an advantage.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. All right, go for it.
What?
No, you can't remove it either. It
Did
is
they
on
super glue
there.
it?
This ship's
I look
almost
back
like
at Oda. I
made
point
this
to
way.
her and I say, "You got the thingy. Use the thingy. Use the ring thing.
You want
The
it
noise
front?
thing, like the sword. Use the sword you have."
You want an inebriated Jedi to cut through a sensitive panel on a ship.
Wait, I forgot that she was inebriated. Never mind. Don't do that. Never mind. Don't put it away. Don't. If you have it out, put it. Nope. Never.
You've set her in motion now. All we can do is watch the chaos.
I step back. I step way back. I give her an advantage if she tries.
Muted.
She's
Anna, I
drinking
think
so
you're
much
muted.
that she forgets how to speak.
Dang it! When you said don't you have the sword? She goes, oh, and she just ignites it, and she's kind of swaying. She's like, yeah, I got this. What panel?
I go up and I draw around it.
She's
and I'm like draw or go wide. Don't go in. Go wide. Outside the line.
You know they're going to be able to tell that I used a lightsaber on it, right?
I mean, it doesn't matter if we steal it.
Are we sure we're going to steal this one?
Who cares?
Okay.
Well,
She just does it.
if you put too much pressure, then this isn't the one we're going to steal.
Yeah, because of your light side roll earlier, this is easy, but you still need to use your lightsaber on this.
And advantage.
Great. Use your lightsaber, please.
Duh.
Yeah. You cut through and make a square or like a rectangle around this panel, and it pops off, and underneath you can see all these different gears and gizmos.
I think the first sweat ever finally like drips down my face as I'm like, oh god, this could be so bad right now.
What's the plan?
I look at PR3 and I'm like, see, I told you we could trust her.
You couldn't find a panel in the wall. Are you sure you're up to the task?
I already did it.
Yeah,
Not
she found.
you, DAEYO.
Oh.
I'm not sure I'm up to the task. No, let's do this anyway. Put that away, please. And I point to Oda and the lightsaber.
Right, she puts it away.
You begin to slice into this panel. What is your objective? What are you trying to find?
I'm just trying to find the destination, and that's it. I'm not like, I'd love to find the gory details of everything else, but I just want to find where is this destined to go next.
Yeah, give me a roll. Damn. Okay, yeah.
I'm still stressed out from the lightsaber and whatnot.
You begin to dig through the innards of this ship, and even though the destination is, as it's repeatedly said many times, even though the destination is completely and totally top secret, what you definitely know is that based on the light speed of the hyperdrive system, based on its timing mechanisms, and based on how often it's been used, and based on what you can see on like the scarring of the actual drive, and you know, based on years of smuggling and all the different things you do, you can deduce roughly the travel time back and forth in hyperspace. And where you deduce that this takes you, you do not know an exact planet, but what you do for sure know is that, where is this file? Come on, internet.
Intranet.
What you do know is that it is going to take you. This is going to drive me crazy. Where'd I put this? It is going to take you to the Arcanus sector.
Now my question being, what's the timing, and can I deduce the angle that the ship would turn before it goes into hyperdrive?
You do not know the actual like turn that it would take. You just know that the trajectory and the angle and the hyperspace jump timer is set to go through the hyperspace lane towards the Arcanus sector. It's a big sector. There's a lot there. You've been there once before, but it is, you know, that's the direction it's headed, no matter what.
If I know the time, though, can I turn to PR3 and say it's going towards the Arcanus sector, and it'd be this time?
Sure.
This amount of time before it leaves hyperspace.
Mm-hmm.
In the like, I know the Arcanus sector's big, but what can you think of maybe Empire-wise that would be in that sector at exactly that amount of time?
Can I think of anything?
Yeah, I mean, PR3, the things you know about the Arcanus sector, again.
I know that all roads lead there lately.
Yeah, the three biggest destinations that you have information on are Arcanus proper, the planet Arcanus, which is literally where you were when you discovered a dark Jedi citadel, the Geonosis system, and the Tattoo system.
I am unsure of the exact destination. What I am sure of is that currently the Empire has its entire infrastructure located there, at every location possible.
And if you were to take a guess, what are the chances we end up in a place we really can't dig our way out of?
In the upper 90%.
So if this were left up to you, would you take a ship to wherever it is we're going?
Absolutely not.
I look at Oda.
Yeah, PR3. Before you say that, I'll let you make this choice again. Before you say that, you are aware that your master is in the Arcanist sector. Just putting that out there again.
Yeah. But like, do I go there stupid or do I go there smart?
I'm just letting you know. That's where he be.
I'm well aware of where he is.
That's
but
where
I
he
ain't getting
be.
to him if I throw dudes in my face that stop me.
So just letting you know.
I know. I'm well aware of that.
You already
but
got a
this is
big
just
bullseye.
dumb.
Okay.
This is just incredibly stupid.
All right.
I have to say it as like any thinking being of any kind would
Yeah.
would know that this is just not the smartest idea.
So you couldn't like plug in and use your sentience to drive the ship.
Unsure.
You are a protocol droid, not an astromech droid.
Yeah.
But Gizmo could.
Ooh.
Yes, that would require an astromech.
Yeah. We need Gizmo.
Unfortunately.
What? Oh, unfortunately, I thought there was more to that. You just don't like Gizmo. I got it now. Cool.
Yes.
Cool. I could go get him and bring him back. Him, it, I don't know.
I'm
Her, it could be
overjoyed.
whatever. I bet you are. You seem it. Do you want some booze?
Do you know for sure that that would work?
How sure am I that astromech could take over?
How sure am I?
You just
Because
know
I'm the
that you
mechanic.
couldn't. Yeah, you just know that you couldn't do it.
I am not positive. We'll just have to see.
Can I like roll to see if I have any confidence in it? As like a mechanic
yeah, I mean,
that's
you
worked
could-
along like astromechs?
I mean, you know an astromech droid can plot hyperspace destinations and all that stuff. Like, that's not a problem. You
It's
know
just a
that.
matter of the Empire.
You just need to know, can it do it with this ship? Which you couldn't guess because you just discovered this ship today. You have no past knowledge of it. You could do a mechanics check and see, but it'll be a hard mechanics check.
Here's the deal, PR3. We'll go out, tell those guys not to let anyone on this ship. It doesn't pass protocol. We're going to need to make some adjustments. Whatever. I'll go get the astromech, bring it back.
When is the ship scheduled to leave? Because it's going to do it.
There's no cargo on board, so you do not know.
Oh, okay.
If it doesn't have cargo, it's not soon.
But it could be like a month. So
But we
is there
can
no
if we
way
can
to
get the
tell those
astromech
guys
to
now
hack
don't
it.
even know like a schedule and the ship's going to leave? What's the point of them?
And
You didn't ask them that.
If we can,
Well,
we can
sure.
maybe hack it. So
Yeah, if we can hack it, it doesn't matter.
All right.
However, I would like to point out that we'd probably be safer if we had some crystal cargo on board that we could use to block our location.
yes, well maybe we can get the workers, which ULAGO's making dinner for, to agree to that. We'll need your charm, not yours, PR3. Sorry. So let's go back. PR3 and I will make sure that they don't get on this ship, hopefully, and then you go back and try to charm the workers. Work your magic.
You
I point to
don't
the
think
booth.
I'm charming. I'm exceedingly charming, you terrible woman.
Oh, you did great. You're charming in the right situations, like the cantina with the guy. That was very charming. I was very impressed.
Thank
you didn't keep to your word, though. See, I said be quiet, and you didn't keep to it, but I'm kind of thankful now.
Your head is awful.
It is. And I walk out.
What an insult. Your head is awful. What
Dude, the best insults are ones that leave people going like,
What?
What just
And then
happened?
they have
Yeah.
to think about it for a long time. Like, what about my head is awful? Like, they have to
They're the
fill
ones
in the
that like
blanks.
erase.
I didn't even do that though.
Yeah.
I didn't even do that
They're the
though. I
ones
just
that
went.
make
It
you
is.
angry like after they've left versus the ones that are like in the moment.
And then,
Your
like,
head
a
is
year
awful.
from now, you see your head in the mirror and you're like, man, is it awful? Like, I
I know,
just do-
right? Is it not perpendicular?
It like sticks with you.
Yep.
Daeyo, you just kind of ignore him and walk away. Are you going to go back to Ulago? Is that your plan, or do you want Oda to do it?
I said Oda go back while PR3 and I tell like the dudes not to get back on the ship or tell them not to get
Gotcha.
on the ship.
Yeah, PR3, you stay inside the ship as Daeyo kind of goes out and stands watch. Oda, you walk back
No,
towards.
No. I want PR3 and I to walk towards like where the dudes like where they would be and say, "Don't get on that ship. It didn't pass inspection."
Which
Then-
dudes are you looking for?
The dudes in the cantina making tables now?
Okay, so are you going back to the cantina?
The one she sent to the cantina for no fucking reason.
Sure. All right, you're going. So you and PR3 head towards the cantina. Meanwhile, Oda, you walk back towards the ship, and along the way, you meet four gangly individuals and one bulbous mining foreman. And he looks at you. He's like, "Hell, it's time for good eating, I think."
This way.
"Oh, I'll follow you anywhere, little miss." And he pulls down his goggles and he's like, "Whoo, I'm ready to snuff down some grub."
Ew.
They follow you up to the ship. Inside Ulago, how's it look? What's going on?
Pretty good. There's hooch. There's a spread, like a buffet style spread.
How would you describe this spread? What is the food present?
I mean, what do we have for rations?
Well, you got weird noodles and like fat, like meat, like bacon. I think the Star Wars equivalent of bacon, and like crackers and shit. Like
Yeah. It's like a giant like carbonara type like serving, and then there's some crackers with maybe a little bit of like cheese on it.
Sure, yeah.
Like a couple hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, like some
there's,
blue cheese because Star Wars.
Yeah, it's like little
Yeah.
twirly pasta things that he's made. Like he's going, He's exhausted all that stock. He's planning to ditch the ship.
Yeah. all these empty crates, and
Cleaning out the fridge, man.
these miners come up and they're just like, "Oh!" They all look at each other and they run and begin to just with their hands eat this food. And the foreman looks at you. He's like, "Oh, thank you kindly, sir. Oh, the boys back in pit 3 are gonna be pissed about this." And he like takes a huge bite.
He lets them eat their fill. Yeah, have some hooch. Gives them some hooch.
"Oh, I see you got a favorite." Yeah.
He's like, "All right, so tell me about yourselves."
Not much to tell. I've been a foreman 40 long years. I've been mining everywhere to everywhere, from one side of the galaxy to the other. Whenever they need help, they call me in. They do.
Right.
Have you ever mined in the Arcanist sector?
I don't think you're here right now, dear friend. It's only that blue girl and the green one.
I forgot.
That's a real shame. No one's around to ask that question, huh? Gulp, gulp, gulp.
You left the comms on and I heard everything. Have you ever
I'm so sorry you're on a crystal planet where communications don't work. That's a shame for you, friend.
Oh, this is a game of chess now, sir.
He runs, sprints in.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, what about you lads?
Oh, this here, that's Dan Torpedo. He's been mining with me 14 years now. And Dan looks at you. He's like smiles, and again has maybe like one big tooth. And he it's just a Transdojian with like one tooth in his lizard face, and it's all dusty. And he's like, "Yeah, been 14 years since we've worked together."
Nice. All right. And you?
The other one looks at you. His name is Grickus Marks, and he is just a little tiny Deveronian, very red. His horns are kind of worn down and not spiky. And he's like, "What? This is first year mining. Not like it, but I have that,
And what about you in the corner?"
The guy in the corner, his name is...
I love how I'm power gaming the amount of miners, and you're just rolling with it. Like, yeah, well done.
His name is Measle Marks. He is the cousin of the Deveronian, and another Deveronian. He says, "He's my cousin. He bring me on, and we work together. It's a good time, yeah. It's better than being slave, right?"
Yeah. So, how'd you boys feel about the Empire? I'm not part of the Empire.
Right? No, we no part of Empire either. They okay.
Well, I fucking hate them. I'm gonna leave that out there.
Is this trick? Bro, cousin. I forgot cousin. Is this trick? I don't know. Is no trick to me. It's just testing you boys. Don't worry about it. Of course we love the Empire. They gave us jobs. Best mining I've ever had.
Elago's gonna start showing off scars from fighting in the wars against the Empire.
Oh, look at all those scars. You get those fighting the crystal people? I heard when the Empire came. The Crystal People Empire. I heard the fighting was fierce. They had to use blades. Did you fight with the Crystal People then?
No. Much worse. Sith.
Oh.
Moths.
You fought. What are you fighting? That's words that don't make sense to me, Fred.
All right, boys, listen. I want to give you this here ship. But in exchange, I need your help.
What?
I want to give you the ship.
But why, sir?
I don't need it anymore.
Is it broken?
No.
I don't want no broken ship. My boys here, we don't want no broken ship.
It was broken. How did I get here?
Crash land? I don't know.
Did it look like it crashed to you?
I've never flown before, so I wouldn't know.
Can any of you fly?
Can any of you boys fly? I can fly. Sure.
There you go. Now, how's you boys want a ship?
Cousin, do you think ship would be good idea? I don't know, cousin. Maybe we take ship and sell ship? Yes.
That's the spirit.
We don't have that.
Sell the ship, and you don't have to mine anymore.
Oh, this is a good idea. Yeah, I think this is a good idea.
I think the ship's about 80,000 credits.
I tried to catch Ulago's eye, and I'm like, I need to tell them that it's dangerous.
I don't. You have 80,000. I don't think any of us have 80,000 credits, Fred.
That's what the ship's worth. I'm giving it to you for free.
For free?
Well, I need your help with something.
Oh, what is it?
He looks at Oda. Can I trust you, boys?
You sure, mister? You certainly can.
As he says it, he kind of leans on his rifle. I can't trust you, right?
Absolutely. Well, my name isn't Dondor Brox.
Look, we want to stow away on one of those mining crafts. And I need your help to pull it off. In exchange, I leave you my ship.
You know those ships they're going to Nowheresville, right? Why you want to go there?
Sometimes you need to go to Nowheresville. You guys should know that better than anyone, am I right?
You right, mister.
Yeah, well, what do you say? You help us
Well,
stow away on one of those ships, I'll leave this for you. Keys are right here.
oh, we go enjoy riding, boys. Yeah. And he like high fives one of the dudes, and they're like, this is going to be great. And they're all very excited.
Cool. He like takes the keys back and is like, but you help us out first.
Sure. You just want to get aboard one of them ships, huh?
That's right.
We got a ship leaving in the next 15 minutes or so.
Oh, where are the others?
Well, maybe the cantina?
Let's go to the cantina, shall we?
That is where DAEYO said she was going, right?
Yes, they
Okay.
DAEYO and PR3 are in the cantina.
Okay.
Can we stay here and keep eating?
Yes, you make yourselves comfortable. You stay here. I pull Lago aside and I'm like, we can't just send them off in a ship that the Empire is going to try to shoot down.
Why not?
We'd have to at least tell them.
No, we don't. Besides, Empire's trying to capture us, not shoot us down.
I just think they should know what they're signing up for.
That kind of defeats the object, Oda. We're trying to throw them off our trail here. These guys will probably have the ship sold before they get caught anyway. There's fucking nothing around it.
Don't you think they'd take it even if the Empire was looking for it?
No, they're clearly very afraid of the Empire.
Just don't think it's fair to put someone else's life potentially in danger for our own.
Oh my! It's that. I mean, I'm sorry to tell you, Oda, but that's been happening the entire time. Everywhere we go, everyone we talk to is at risk.
I should stop it now. She starts going back toward them to tell them.
Oda, Elago puts a hand on Oda's shoulder and he goes, "Why do you think I'm trying to get us on that ship? So we can stop it. This is the last time, I promise."
People's lives, they mean something. They don't mean more than us, less than us. We don't mean more than them.
All right, fine. Tell them.
She goes back in and she's like, look, ship is yours. Do with it as you see fit. You should just know it is a wanted ship. So you should sell it fast.
You wanted? How? What do you mean?
Followed. People
Followed
would like
by-
to arrest us. By almost everybody, really.
What'd you do?
You know, exist. You know how it is. When the man wants to get you down, it doesn't matter who you are or what you did. The man's going to get you down.
Damn right, lady. Damn right. I need you to roll to convince the other four, though.
What am I
There's
rolling?
4 others. You only introduced me to 3 others.
You only asked to talk to 3 others.
Am I-
Thank
am
God.
I-
Poor guy.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, he's unimportant.
It's too late. The moment's passed. You never know.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I need a leadership role or charm, whatever.
I want to
whatever.
use charm because
Great.
I have the smooth talker trait. So if I can get some triumph, this is going to be great.
Great.
Bless me with triumph. Nope. That's fine
Nope.
though.
But you did charm them. Yeah, the others are totally. They're like, yeah,
Take it to the end.
yeah. The others like, we'll sell these ships so fast. It's no worry. There's so many spaceport. These will be fine. He's fast
Mhm.
ship, yes.
Very fast.
I pilot best. I best pilot.
Probably better than we did.
They won't even be able to catch you. They couldn't catch me.
He's right. Look at you. You are no pilot like me.
That's true.
See? Blue lady says true. Blue lady no.
All right. As long as you
we
know.
go to the cantina.
Yeah. You enter the
Elago doesn't say
cantina.
anything, but he's pretty proud of what Oda just did.
Aw. She's very smug about it because she doesn't know he's proud.
Ilago, Oda, and Gizmo, the three of you sort of whiz towards the cantina. Meanwhile, DAEYO, PR3, you've entered the cantina, and inside you can see that the owner, the bar, the guy who works behind the bar, the waiter, and then the two dudes from the tower are polishing down these tables and trying their hardest to sort of like make them sparkle. However, it's kind of like polishing a turd because they're still just like scrap metal put together in really weird angles. And but they're trying so hard as you walk in the door.
I wonder if anyone on this planet has mind everywhere and I could ask them about the Arcanus system.
Sir, welcome back. Your droid's ship, sir. What about Arcanus, sir?
Nothing. How are those tables coming?
Great. As you can see, we are doing our best to make them sparkle for you, sir.
So, wait, what did we come in here for again?
Oh, that's so weird. Yeah. Hey, Jenks, is that the lady from the tower? Yeah, I think that's the lady from the tower, dude. What are they doing here? I don't know. I guess they want to see if we were polishing these tables. Is that? Hey, lady. Hey.
You guys were gonna ask them when that ship was leaving specifically.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I walk in and I grab one and I'm like, stop polishing the tables, please. It's fine. They look
sure.
They look great. You can finish this later. When are the ships leaving? When's the one that we were on leaving?
Oh, platform 6. Oh, geez. Do you know, Jenks? Do you know when that leaves? I mean, I think like tomorrow morning. I think. Yeah, I think tomorrow morning. Sometime tomorrow morning. It's all automated. We just make sure shit doesn't crash.
Sure, it's spit spot before then.
Right? No. Wait. What?
Don't worry,
ma'am?
we'll take care of it. You just stay away from that ship. It's dangerous. It's all on us.
Oh, I didn't see her there, ma'am. Yeah, no, she just came out of nowhere. That was crazy. Yeah. Wait, who are these two with you? Oh, they have an astromech droid. Yeah, I know. Astromech droids are cool. They're my favorite. If I could collect them in some way, I know.
Twins.
I'd stay away from it. Pretend you didn't see it. Never speak of this again.
No, we didn't see nothing. I saw it. It was pretty cool, though.
Ulago, is she still drinking?
No,
Well,
I think she's high on something else right now. Justice or something.
Oh, justice, ego. They sometimes go hand in hand. It's fine. Well, if it's not here, just stay away from that one. It did not pass inspection. We have to do some tinkering on it, but once it's done, we will let you know. And then I point down on the table. I'm like, missed a spot right here, by the way.
Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. And he starts scrubbing. He's like, oh, I'll help him. Shh. And they both start scrubbing together.
I look at PR3 and I like nod towards them. Like, do you have any questions?
If any balls wobble by the time you're done, you'll wobble for the rest of your life.
The Ugnaught looks at you and kind of like questions you, and the guy from behind the bar is like, actually your droid ship, sir, he's been wobbling for years.
More so.
I'm not sure that's possible, sir. It's kind of a joke around here. He's Hugo, and he wobbles. It's very funny.
We're leaving now, for the love of...
Okay.
I lean over to DAEYO and I'm like, maybe we should get PR3 a table for his birthday. He seems to really care about nice tables.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. I'm terrible at picking up furniture. I'll go with you, though. Be safe. You can pick out. I'll carry it, but I'll let you do that.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, everybody. We'll be here when you get back. Let the Grand Moff know that we did good.
Perhaps we will. And I turn on one heel and leave.
Ulago seems confused.
Yeah, the group of you.
Did you find out anything?
Me?
Oh, like you walked in about almost the same time as us, apparently. So,
Yeah.
did we find out anything from this? Like,
Yeah,
let's tell-
you found out that the ship you guys have hot-wired is leaving tomorrow morning.
Yeah. And we have Gizmo now, so Gizmo can wire in and hopefully change the destination. So we should go test that and see if that works, and then be on the ship tomorrow morning.
point at God, what is his name? Fracas.
Yes.
I point at him, and I go, "Give him a bottle of that amazing booze that you have left."
Oh, right away, ma'am, sir, sir, and he like grabs a bottle and he's like, okay, here you go, please. Do not lash me in ways.
I would pass him 25 more.
Please do not lash me in ways.
Thank you, thank you so much for these credits. I promise you'll have more Corellian ale when you come back again. If you come back, please. If you do.
It's fine. You can relax now.
I'm very relaxed around you. You are so relaxing.
I'm like, I look at Ulago, I'm like, am I that scary? And then I walk.
Yeah, you are, yeah.
I don't think I am.
As the group of you walk out, you almost hear like a collective sigh as the group of you leave the bar. Like everyone behind you is like, "Oh, thank God." Outside, overlooking the mines, you find yourselves at a crossroads. What do you do? The information you have is a ship leaves in 15 minutes. One leaves tomorrow, and there's a group of strangers aboard your ship with no one watching them right now.
Yeah, so Ulago doesn't know what these guys have been up to, so he's just going to say, like, all right, I got a bunch of those, the foreman and his boys, they're going to help us out, get on one of these ships. One leaves in 15 minutes. Yeah?
I'll let PR3 handle this. PR3, would you get on one of these ships and go in there blindly?
I would not under any circumstances. Chances are the destination will be crawling with Imperial infrastructure of every rank.
Where they go?
The Arcanus sector.
Sector, unspecified destination.
Oh, the beast, eh? Well,
I do not want to just fly in there, but we did find out, and we'll go back to that ship, and I start walking back to the ship we were in that leaves tomorrow, that this droid, and I point to not PR3.
Yeah, Gizmo's like,
you mean R3,
Droid.
not PR3?
I didn't actually call him not PR3. I just pointed to him.
Junk pile.
No, it's Gizmo. It's Gizmo. That he might be able to help us reroute the destination of where we might go.
Where would we go? Why are you running again? Please explain to me.
We're not. Okay, you want to go
We're
into
wanted, okay?
Explain
Eventually,
how we're going to get out.
they're going to catch us. So either our backs are to the wall when they meet us, or we go in there and we control the scenario a bit better.
What happened to our astromech droid taking us wherever we want to go on a ship that has crystal on board that will mask our location?
Yeah, what she said.
What makes
You
you
weren't
think it'll mask your location?
We had this whole discussion without you, and
Hey,
now
you think they don't have ways of tracking these ships? You think one of their special crystal
No, I
ships goes
don't.
missing and they don't find it immediately?
If they didn't have a way to track it, why would they put the crystals in a blocking container?
Look, if we were just gonna run, we should have just kept our other ship. Why are we running again?
What do you propose?
well, he says we're
Let's
running.
Fucking make a difference, man. Let's
That's not a plan.
get to the heart of this.
That's just a bunch of words.
What are you doing?
Not making that are meaningless. Let's change the galaxy. Let's stop all wars. Let's make spaceships cost 1 credit for poor families.
Yeah, you don't get it. You're just a droid.
I
get that
understand that all plans need an infrastructure.
And yet this droid has more wits about going into a situation than you do right now. You just
This
want
isn't
to.
about wits. You're all cowards.
None of us are cowards.
Alaga's gonna just start heading back to their ship.
Okay, yeah, Lago just walks away from you.
I'll
understand
run
what
and catch up with
cowardly-
him. And I'll say, I agree with you. We should do something. We should get at the heart of this. But don't you think doing it on our terms is a better idea?
This is our terms. We're sneaking in, undetected. I don't know how you're gonna have better terms. We're outnumbered, we're outgunned, and we're hunted.
And we'll still be once we arrive. Unless
They
we...
won't know we're there.
Don't you think they'll recognize us when we arrive?
If you manage to get one of these ships full of crystal, we should take it to the rebels.
It's also a
kind
good
of behind,
idea.
like,
Outside of that,
in the back,
we're
like,
just gonna-
here's the problem. And I'm like yelling this like from like 10 feet away. Here's the problem. And I point to Oda. That's the problem. I was like,
she's
you
not
have
the
all
problem. She's the fucking solution.
No. She is the problem. We go into the middle of the Empire. People are looking for her. They don't even know who you are. And they're looking for him.
She doesn't like it when you say that.
I'm sure they know who you are.
They might know they know who you are when they see you, but they know who she is and they know who that is. And I point to PR3 and I'm like, as soon as we step off, instantly we're recognized. She's not a part of them. She's not, what are you, a Jedi? Is that what they call you? And then him, he's a literal ticking time bomb that can destroy half a planet.
You know,
problem.
no, I didn't realize that all of your mean facade was a front and you're just scared.
I wish I were just scared, but I guess I'm the only
You think just like everybody else. Keep running from the Empire.
person running from
You
anything.
can't make a difference, so you might as well run. That's you.
Only person running is you. You're afraid of whatever happened to your past is going to catch up with you, but that's not the case. We're trying to play it smart, trying to go with a plan.
That's the least thing I'm afraid of, DAEYO. All right, I know that's coming.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
afraid of doing nothing.
I think you're so right that the best thing is to infiltrate. But I think we need more help. So getting a ship with all the crystals, taking it to the rebellion, asking them to help us, and then hitting at the heart of the Empire, now that we know what we know, and that we have a mining ship that may still be able to fly in undetected. Maybe that's a better plan.
Do what you like.
It's nice.
Do what you like.
I agree with her for once.
But you
Maybe
don't like
twice.
that plan? That's what you suggested.
Yeah. Because if we're not going in there, you might as well, make use of this stuff and get it to the right people. But we need to stop running. I'm done with it.
Well, next time you're face to face with one of them Inquisitors. Oh, wait, you weren't last time. I was. Let me know how that goes for you. And I would just walk away.
PR3, just for the record, you recall that you don't know where the rebels are. Just statistically.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going to bring that up too.
You just, in your databanks, the last place you saw them was deep space and they all hyperspaced away. So you don't know where they're at.
Yes, we have no idea of the rebels' location currently.
Do you think we should do PR3?
I also believe we should stop running, but I was under the impression that we were gathering intel and resources to go in fully prepared. It doesn't serve anything to go into a situation and have to make do. Your chance increase.
What resources? Look around you.
Information.
There are none.
How do you know?
You guys came out here to get information. What do you have for me?
We came here to get a ship.
We can't
This
even.
was
We don't
not
even.
an ideal location.
We got to get off this planet to get comms. We get on that ship, we're destined to go a place. We need to make sure we can hack it first. That Gizmo can do something about it if we decide we don't want to go there.
Look,
If we can do that,
do what you like. Everything has got 12 extra steps for you lot, but that's fine. Do your thing. He's going to just head back to the ship.
I don't know how he survived this long.
He's heading back to the ship that we're trying to ditch.
Yeah.
You're going that way.
To tell them that we're not leaving until tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay. I suppose we could wait till then. Wait, no, we need to go see if Gizmo can override the ship. That was the whole plan. So I start going with Gizmo back toward that ship.
Sure.
no, because I'm the mechanic.
Yeah, you go back to the ship, and Gizmo sort of waddles up with you, and rolls over to the panel, and looks at you, just kind of like, "What do you want me to do?"
Explain it to him.
No, I look at him like, okay, so we know that this is going to jump into the Arcana sector. We need to know if you can either stop it or determine where it's going. Can you control the system at all in any
Just
way?
wanted PR3 to be forced to talk to Gizmo.
And I do look at PR3, I guess, through this. Like, am I explaining this in droid?
Listen, junk pile, we need you to hotwire this scrap heap. Can you alter its course or not? Be useful.
He starts like almost under breathing his voice, like,
So
and
What
he
did you say about my head?
his head swivels and looks at you and goes, he's like, wah, 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 wah. And then it swivels back to look at the panel. And yeah, he tries to mechanics his way into it. Didn't even see what happened with that roll. And yeah, he does. And he connects. And inside, he discovers that he cannot control the destination. He cannot change the destination, but he can stop the hyperspace jump. So he can prevent it from leaving hyperspace. He can bring it out of hyperspace early. He can do all sorts of different things, but with the hyperspace mechanics. But because it's a locked-in system, there is no like, you're piloting it, you're doing it, Harry. There's none of that stuff. He simply cannot send it in different directions, but he can mess with the hyperspace.
Fantastic. Then we can strand ourselves in space or arrive late to the destination. Those are our two options.
They don't sound like good ones.
No.
You can roll a computers check. He can do computers instead of mechanics and give you other options.
Yeah, do that.
Okay. Let's see what this little boy can do. Yeah. All right. Well, inside, what he can tell you is that he knows exactly, based on the hyperspace calculations, he knows exactly where this goes.
Where?
Geonosis.
I look at PR3 and I'm like, what's that mean?
Do I want to roll to see how much I know about geonosis?
Sure.
This cat running. This
Actually,
cat wheel
don't.
right now.
Hold on. Yeah, give me a real roll.
Geonosis is core or outer?
It's outer rim.
All right.
You know nothing about it. All you know is the bare minimum. You know that a battle took place there during the Clone Wars, and you know that ever since then, the planet has been off limits to Imperial personnel.
Are we all allowed to kind of roll?
Sure. It'll be harder for the rest of you because this
we
isn't
learn
like a known.
Last time a little bit?
What now?
Did we learn a little bit about Geonosis last time when we were picking places to go, or no?
No, you just know that Geonosis was in the Arcana sector along with the tattoo system and the Arcana system.
What is it again, lore?
Yes, this will be a really tough roll for a non-droid.
Fine.
I know that Geonosis' main export is bad CGI and terrible plots.
Star Wars burn.
He ain't wrong. No, you do not. You know nothing about it. You've never even heard of it, except for this story.
It's there.
Yeah,
it exists
yeah. You know it's around. It exists
somewhere.
Yeah. As best you can guess, it is someplace like PR3 that a great battle happened there at one point, and it was the start of the Clone Wars. But you know nothing else about it. In fact, it is like off limits the data.
To Gizmo, and I'm like, well, what about you? You gotta know something about where this is going, right?
Gizmo knows how to get there. That's about it.
Any knowledge or intel on Geonosis?
No, he's an astromech droid, not a protocol droid.
Is Ulago with us? No, he went back to the ship.
Yeah. He's back with
tell
the others.
him what we found out.
Okay. Yeah, no, you have to literally leave and go back and tell him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, the group of you march back to the ship. And inside, Ulago, what are you up to? Are you there with the others?
Yeah, Ulago's basically going to tell them that the ship they've selected leaves tomorrow morning.
Cool. All right.
And
as you sit around with,
like, he'll meet them back at the ship, like, nice and early.
Sure. As the group approaches, the 5 miners are leaving, and they sort of wave to you, DAEYO, and Oda, and PR3 as they head back towards the mines. Inside the ship, Ulago is standing alone, and you approach.
I don't know why we don't just keep our old ship outfitted with crystals and be virtually undetectable and still go wherever we want to.
I don't know where you got the idea that these crystals make your ship undetectable, when that's
literally the definition of what they do. We got no pings from this planet because you cannot receive them.
Right, so unless you're planning to coat the outside of our ship in crystal, it's not going to work.
I think they're stronger than that if they're encased in special material during transport.
That's a good idea.
Oh, I like that idea.
I ain't no scientist.
These people who mine it, how do the crystals work? Our friends who have now eaten and dined and wined?
Oh, they've long gone. They fucked off.
Yeah, they walked away.
It's almost like every time we try and do something, we just miss opportune moments, you know?
You can go run after them if you want. Like, it's not, no one's stopping you.
After them and ask them about how the crystals work.
Sure.
I'll try to charm them.
Yeah, you run after them, and the chief turns around and looks at you. He's like, yes, ma'am?
A little bit more about how these crystals work.
Well, I never thought you'd ask. I'm so excited. This is my specialty.
He wanted us to be the first thing that we asked him, and we never did.
Okay, let me tell you about these crystals. Turns out that there's something about the harmonic resonance of them that anytime you want to talk to someone over communication waves or you try to scan a thing, it disrupts it completely. I don't know how it works. I don't know why it works, but it's crazy. And that's why we have to encase them in those containers so that when the ships go into space, if someone tries to call them, you can answer. Because if anyone tries to scan the ship, they ain't going to sense any life forms. But also, if they try to scan the ship, they aren't going to hear any conversation neither. It's a problem if you're trying to communicate with a vessel.
So if you just have some of these crystals in your hold, your ship is virtually invisible?
Well, I mean, not to the naked eye it isn't, but on a sensor? Yeah, sure, they wouldn't detect it. However, it's going to be awfully hard to land places because you can't communicate.
We usually communicate where we land anyway.
Facts. We don't.
Good to know. Thank you. I come back and report these findings to my crew and congratulate PR3 on an extremely sensible idea that we should have had from the beginning of the episode, and congratulate myself on finally asking the one question that we should have asked to begin with.
Who wants to break it to the miners that they're not getting a free ship anymore?
Oh no!
Fuck that, I'm not explaining that. DAEYO, we steal a bunch of crystals in the middle of the night. We're going to fuck up the ship and leave.
Fuck that. Oh my god, that's great.
Okay, finally, something I can agree on.
Just a note, I did cut off that plate with a lightsaber, which now has the markings of a lightsaber. So if anyone sees them, they will know we were here and probably deduce that we now have those crystals on board.
Good, we're going to blow up the ship too?
Probably.
We can transfer the crystals to another ship when we find someone to buy this ship.
It actually might be a great idea to blow up all the ships for the sake of hurting the Empire.
Actually, we could just say that all are faulty and they need to be destroyed. And I look at PR3.
Simply tell them that a new fleet is on the way. The Empire has plenty of resources to do such a thing.
And we could ask them to remove all the crystals beforehand and put them on a different ship for holding.
Tremendous.
Okay, back to the cantina?
I think we should just get it in the middle of the night, like you said, and not involve these poor people anymore. But we should just say,
I think we should just involve them and be like, nope. Because the thing is like at this point we gotta cover our tracks, and I point to Oda, and I'm like, and they're gonna know we were here. They're gonna describe all of us. So destroy the ships. They'll come here. They'll probably just Oda.
Hang on.
Cover
How
your...
are we gonna destroy those ships?
Them to destroy it.
They've all seen us all, so it doesn't matter if there's a lightsaber
They're
mark.
pretty sturdy.
You're right that it actually doesn't matter because they've all seen us.
I have a better idea.
What is
We
it?
rob a bunch of crystals. Good idea, PR3. And we destroy the control tower.
Okay. Yes, that's a lot easier.
Does the
Not that we
control
were
tower
here.
even... I think the ships navigate independent of the control tower.
I mean, it's going to disrupt their workflow, right?
They seem to just sit there and then report if anything breaks. Is their entire existence.
I mean, there's got to be some kind of... They must have to okay when the ships are loaded, and then they get sent off. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a control tower.
Worried about the fact that I cut something with a lightsaber?
If
And
you
that's
cut
clear.
something with a lightsaber, they're going to know it was you. They're going to know we were here. They're going to deduce that we took crystals, and they're going to probably punish everyone here anyway because they let us go.
Well,
It's
that's
the
why I'm saying
Empire.
at least blow up that ship. Because then there's a chance they think it's just some sort of bandit.
That's the thing. These people are going to get punished if they find out we were here regardless.
I don't know if they would punish them. I mean, they need them.
It's the Empire. They will just send those yellow-eyed, mind-controlled things
Look, the
here
Empire
to do the...
appreciates free labor as much as anyone. I can tell you that much for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're gonna like not punish the people here and send some more people in. They have plenty at their disposal. We saw the prison full of the yellow-eyed people. Like, we know they can send more. We know they can afford to do that. We got to stop that, But if they
How
find out we were
exactly
here,
do we stop that?
blow up that one ship. And I look at Oda. That one ship. Or we make it to where it doesn't look like a lightsaber did that. And I don't know how we do that. Maybe
With a
we get
vibro
them
sword?
to repair it.
Look,
We
you
get
want to
them
blow
to-
up your ship, but we do it tonight. All of it.
Blow up the one ship, steal the crystals, leave in our ship. The end.
Got it.
This is a mining colony. There must be explosives.
Yep.
And we know the people to go ask for it. The foreman. Let's go.
Do you want us
Is
to
that your
roleplay
plan?
all that out, Jesse? Because we are getting pretty late. Or should we just say we fast forward?
I was about to say we'll see what happens next time.
Okay.
I feel like whatever's about to happen is going to be an event. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens next time, and we will definitely wrap it there.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what this plan leads to. Wow, I'm sure it'll be good. You only went from let's steal a ship to all right, what if we just blow up the tower and then make like a ship and then steal some crystals and who cares about these people? It'll be great.
I know, they're getting totally screwed.
I can't wait to see what happens. It'll be great.
Oh
All
my God.
right.
This is like the textbook, like the party asks the wrong questions for 2 hours episode.
I
I
just
don't know,
that-
man. I feel like my approach was least risk to everyone else. We just sneak in. That was it.
We just sneak in ellipses.
I think
Well,
that
I mean,
just
4
sneak in.
people are going to
Go ahead.
take on this whole plant without knowing anything about it. Just because we did it once with that orphanage doesn't mean we can do it again.
I mean, that's exactly what it means. We're the fucking heroes of the story. That's
Oh, no.
literally what it means.
I don't know how heroic we are.
Kill us.
All right, one thing's for certain. One thing's for certain.
We
When
have
the
a
Empire, when the Empire does show up to punish these people, they're gonna think it's because the tables weren't up to par.
Jedi. True.
Just because of the tables?
No. That was fun.
It's so sad for them because they're gonna think that it's because we don't have any ale.
All right. Well, I mean, we'll have to see next time. I can't wait to see what you have a week to really decide if this is your plan. I will create a bunch of possible outcomes and we'll see what happens.
He
It
only
took us
says
2
that if the
hours
plan
and
sucks. He
45
would only
minutes.
say that if the plan was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Right now, you are at 11:55. You're about 5 minutes to midnight on the Imperial hunting you scale. It only is going to get worse. So really, your plans are going to be bad no matter what. You've
Hey,
made a
all I'm
lot of
saying
like
is-
murder hope. Like you've just killed. I'm saying, you've made some like murderous choices, and so things are just bad. And sometimes you have to take on the bad, but you can also run. It's a huge galaxy. The question is, how are you going to save yourselves?
Look, Alago is very much in just take on the bad at this point. It literally can't get worse. Like, rip the band-aid off.
He's not wrong. But there are ways to save yourselves. There are plenty of ways to do it. You just have to, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go around this screen and find out what everyone's up to this week before we launch into this plan next Monday. All right, Strippin, what's going on with you, dude?
What's up, guys? My name's Strippin. I'm live every day from 2 Eastern. Tomorrow, we're going to be jumping into Baldur's Gate 3. Very excited. So we're probably going to be doing that for the rest of the week.
Cool. That is going to be a wild game. Shout out to everyone jumping into that endeavor. It will eat your life.
Mm-hmm.
Anna, what is going on with you this week?
Tomorrow afternoon, I'm playing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons on twitch.tv/D&D. It's the penultimate episode of this season of Knights of Evening Star. So things are getting real good, and I recommend tuning in. That's from 4 to 6 Pacific. And then the next episode of Pawns and Patrons, which is a Dungeon Crawl Classics role-playing game that is built to be drop-inable. So if you haven't caught up, don't worry. You can just drop in anytime. And we play for 4 hours on one Saturday of a month. And that is going to be the next one on the 17th. So mark your calendars to hang out with us that morning.
Cool.
That's all that's on my calendar right now.
I mean, that's a good calendar right there. Mike, what's going on with you, dude?
Oh, I'm Baldur's Gate trained as well. Gonna be multiplayer that tomorrow.
Cool.
Mhm.
What is the multiplayer like? Have you done that yet? Did you?
I expect it's like Divinity. I mean,
They only have 1 player and 4 players. So you can't do like lone wolf stuff.
yeah.
But
Gotcha.
if you play 1 player, you control 4 characters. If you play 4 player, you control a character each.
You ever
God,
played
I
Divinity
kinda
1 and
wanna,
2 multiplayer ever?
I mean, like, how am I going to eat my compatriots if they're other players? I'd feel bad.
What if it lets you do it and it doesn't show everyone what everyone else is doing while they're resting?
See, then that would be amazing.
Probably.
That would be
I would
incredible
guess,
game design. If it was
I
like
would
you woke
be-
up like, why is my life low? What
I
happened
would
last
be-
night?
I would be surprised if they didn't do something like that. They're Larian.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I doubt it'll be in early access. You'd probably be better off
You're right.
eating your AI buddies.
Yeah, but I can also see, look, somewhere there's the Dwarvikeen who will slay all enemies. Very excited. Pocket, what's going on with you this week? Wow, that's so interesting. Yeah.
Huh.
I must have muted.
That's so weird.
I
Tell us more.
morning more. That's the cool thing. I don't know. So I did it for many reasons. I was in mornings for personal reasons. Now I'm switching back, and I can play with friends again. So I'm off tomorrow, but after that, I'll be playing Baldur's Gate with Wish.
Cool.
So I'm pretty excited about that. That's what I'm doing.
All right. Well, I mean, look, I will be Baldur's Gating at some point this week as well. Maybe tomorrow night. Who knows? Who knows?
Dude, I just
Will
realized we
I-
played Divinity together, Jesse.
Dude, I will gladly play with you. I'm just letting you know.
No, I'm
my
just saying we
life-
did. Remember? We did that event.
Yeah, we were there together.
I
I'm just
forgot.
letting you know. I'll play with anyone any day, but my objective is to make a vampire that is definitely going to eat everybody. But like, in like a sexy vampire way.
I'd make something
and
that
then-
taste good.
Yeah. I just want to point out it's hilarious. If you suck on people's blood, they wake up the next day with life penalties and you're like really buff for some reason. And they're just like, what happened? You're like, nothing. Don't worry about it. It's amazing. So I'll just put that out there. Hilarious. I'm sure there are other things you can do, but vampire. Okay. That's it for us this week. We'll be back next Monday with this plan. Whatever it is. Take the week, think it over. Think it over. And we'll see next time what happens. Bye, everybody.
Where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze. We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze. I don't have time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze.
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC, what are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
Yeah, now sing the music.
Bring the strippers and booze. I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. You got